All right, so we're going to talk about this week and next week. Okay, in reading, we will be writing just a paragraph, but I do expect a very lengthy paragraph. Or if you want to divide it with an introduction for some of my strong writers, then a big body, and then a concluding paragraph to give you three separate paragraphs, that's okay. Or you could do one lengthier paragraph. So when I say lengthy, uh, I would go with anywhere 6, 7, 8 sentences, including your introductory sentence, your hook, your concluding sentence, or my strong readers have a separate paragraph for your introduction and conclusion. Okay, so over the course of the week and next week, you're going to be researching facts on Pennsylvania. Okay, we're all doing Pennsylvania because the book takes place there, and I'm guiding you with what you have to research. Please stick to those topics. Okay, so you will be writing an opinion paragraph, which is nice because it's what you think, but you have to make it strong. So if we go back to opinion really briefly, you're going to be writing this paragraph to someone that is your audience, is your class and me, to share an opinion and try to convince that person, specifically me, your teacher, to think the same way you do. Okay, the writing form, it's not going to be a letter. Okay, if you want to do a letter, you can and address it to me, but I really would just like to stick with just a opinion paragraph. Okay, but it's a lengthy paragraph. It's not just like a journal entry. If I'm having you research all week, okay, then I expect quite a bit of facts. Okay, make sure your beginning clearly states your opinion. You may use the word I in it because it is your opinion. And the question I'm asking is, would you live in Pennsylvania, travel to Pennsylvania, or neither? So you have to think after you did all that research on everything I included on Pennsylvania. Again, please don't ask me to do California, Hawaii. We're doing Pennsylvania because the story takes place there. And I'm having you research specific facts on the beautiful state of Pennsylvania. Maybe after you research, you're like, I wouldn't visit that place. Or maybe I'd go, but I would only go to this place if I visited. Or no, I'm not interested at all. You're going to form your opinion and stick with it. It's going to convince, or we say persuade, the reader, which is your classmates and me, to think a certain way. So if you would live in Pennsylvania, your job is not just to tell me you would live there, but it's trying to convince me, like, you know what, I would live there too. So you want to use strong words to try to persuade us your way is the best way. It must support your opinion with convincing reasons and facts. When I say facts, you are doing research all week on facts in Pennsylvania. So if you're saying you would travel to Pennsylvania, make sure your facts are going to be evidence that proves why Pennsylvania is a great state, not opinions. You're looking up strictly facts, and make sure you are not copying and pasting. So remember, when I always teach, I say, if you don't know what a word means, don't use it. Okay, that means you're taking someone else's writing. Put it in a kid-friendly manner. Please make sure as you are transitioning, you're using linking words like first, next, in addition, always followed by a comma in your paragraph. It also has a conclusion. If you're doing a concluding paragraph, that's amazing. That's a separate paragraph or just a concluding sentence. You're not just ending. Your concluding sentence, I would say, is got to be powerful. Like, see, don't you think Pennsylvania is a great state now? You want to end with something that's going to, make the reader believe that your way is the best way. So if you ask yourself, after all the research, what is your opinion you want to share? Do you like Pennsylvania? Would you live there, visit there, or neither? Who's the audience? It is us. So make sure you're using language that we understand. What kind of voice do you want? Do you want to be strong and powerful, persuasive, kind of passive? Hopefully you guys stick to an opinion and you don't flip-flop and say, oh, but maybe I would do this, or make sure your opinion is very strong. How will you begin your paragraph? That's always either really easy for some of you or really hard. I say use a hook. You don't want to start your paper with, I'm going to tell you about why I like Pennsylvania. Maybe start with a question, a quote, a fun fact you found on the state. Okay, you want to get us engaged in your paper. You don't want to start off with just my opinion is. Get us interested, okay, with we call those hooks or leads. And what facts are you going to use? You're doing lots of research throughout the week, but you don't want to include every single fact. And you want to sum up those facts that are supporting your opinion. So again, you're not just writing every fact that you found. Which ones are you going to use to help support your opinion? You do need support. Using the reasons that you research throughout the week are going to help persuade the reader to share the same opinion you have. Once your opinion's introduced, you should organize the reasons in a manner that compels the reader, like, oh, you know what? He or she persuaded me. I'm kind of swaying their way now. You may want to save the strongest reason for the end. That's just a tip. So that is the last thing that a reader is reading. Okay, so this week is research. Next week, you're actually turning it into a paragraph that I'll be sending a Google form that you will be filling that in. Please do not move ahead. We're doing it day by day. I'm telling you specifically what to research each day, then turn it into a flowing paragraph. That is the minimum, a paragraph. Those are my strong writers. You can always write more. I'm not going to say, how many sentences, but all of you always like to know. So I said, if you're doing one body paragraph, I would say anywhere 7 sentences. Those of you doing a separate introductory paragraph and concluding paragraph, obviously you're going to have a lot more. Okay, so please make sure you ask me if you have any questions. Make sure it's not just thrown together and you're not plagiarizing. You're trying to keep your opinion strong and use facts that are supporting your opinion. And I'll talk to you soon.